Hello guys, this is What About Nintendo back for another E3 2019 predictions video. Today I'm going to be talking about my predictions for Animal Crossing on the Nintendo Switch at E3. Let's get right on into it. So I think it's pretty obvious, I think a lot of people agree, I think it's pretty much, everyone agrees that we're gonna see Animal Crossing at E3. I mean, it's coming out this year, we haven't seen any gameplay or anything, we just saw a small teaser saying, Animal Crossing Switch coming 2019, and we haven't seen anything of it yet, and of course E3 is the biggest gaming convention, of the year, and it's where Nintendo spills all their big secrets, so of course, Animal Crossing is going to be a factor here, and as one of the best-selling games, on the 3DS, it sold over 10 million. I think on the Wii, it sold over 10 million, or maybe it was the original DS, sold over 10 million. It has several 10 million plus sellers, so it's a big seller. It's a huge game. I'm sure it will sell 10 million plus on the Switch easy. It's going to be a big game for Nintendo, and a lot of fans are excited for it. So, of course, it's going to have a big showing at E3. But when during E3 do I think they'll show it, and what do I think they'll show during the presentation? Well, that's what we're here to talk about today. First off, as to when during the presentation I think that they will show, I think in my mind there are two options here. First off, that Animal Crossing opens up the show. Animal Crossing is a huge game for Nintendo, as I said, and as I also said, previous entries have sold over 10 million copies, so obviously massive seller with a lot of fans. And as I also said, we've seen so much little of the game. We've seen nothing. We've seen a teaser trailer for it. That's it. We've seen nothing of the actual gameplay. I think opening up the show would be huge and definitely would get a lot of fans excited and hyped up right off the bat. However, I also think having Animal Crossing be in the middle of the show is another great option. Nintendo has done this in the past for many of their showcase titles. For example, in the February Direct, Nintendo claimed that the Fire Emblem Three Houses was going to be kind of the main game or a big game shown off there, and yet it didn't open up the Direct, it was in the middle of the Direct. I think the middle definitely gives you a lot more time to go in depth without ruining the pacing of the show, and you can really go into detail, show a trailer, and then dive into that trailer even more if you do it in the middle of the show without people just wanting you to keep going and get on to the next thing. If you show it in the front, I think a lot of people will want you to hurry up and get to more announcements, but if you show at the end, typically the end trailers are very short and don't give you a lot of information. So, for my money, I'm going to predict that Animal Crossing will be a major showing in the middle of the Direct so that they can go in more into depth of a game we haven't seen pretty much at all. But what do I think will be shown during the Direct? Well, first off, I definitely think there will be a trailer for the game, and I think it will be gameplay oriented, not graphics oriented. Animal Crossing has never been the most technical showcase of any hardware that it's been on. Sure, it's looked nice and I like the art style, but it's definitely not a game that wows you with technical achievements. NPC interaction, customization, and gameplay have always been the focus here. I predict that Nintendo will focus on pure gameplay in this trailer with very few cinematic shots at all. But that's an easy prediction that anybody could make. Let's go into the nitty-gritty here. First off, I predict that Animal Crossing will have a much bigger online focus this time around. Nintendo needs more games that push online. And lately, they've been putting a lot more online functionality into their games. For example, Super Mario Maker 2, which I don't think anybody would have predicted, that it has 4-player online multiplayer, a first for 2D Mario. Animal Crossing has also experimented with online in the past, allowing you to travel to other people's towns and lightly interact, as well as see other people's houses up on Main Street and things like that, but they've never really gone the extra mile to make it a full online experience. I believe that this time, online players will actually be able to live in your town just like normal other people on a local system. While they could add a separate area for online players in your town, I want to see full integration, to where it acts just as if in New Leaf if you were a secondary save file. So the primary save file owns the town, while the others live in their own homes as if they were animal NPCs, except you'd be able to play at the same time on different systems. This would allow you to own your own town and live with your friends while not having to use your friend's copy, and play together at the same town in a town you both live in and can fully interact in. Another thing that I'm predicting will get a much bigger focus is exploration. Animal Crossing has never really been a series that's about exploring areas and finding things or anything like that. However, a lot of sims that are similar to Animal Crossing, like Stardew Valley, have dabbled in this area, and I think it'd be a great new way to add further gameplay to the Animal Crossing series. Now, I'm not talking about a fully open world or anything like that. I'm just talking about wide areas where you can gather materials and do things like that. I think they will expand on the material gathering and many more explorable elements that were introduced in Pocket Camp. Unlike Pocket Camp, however, I think that these areas will be connected much more seamlessly. Not in a fully open world, but in more of a seamless environment. I think there will be much larger explorable environments where you can harvest unique materials, find valuable items, and maybe even some light combat elements, adding further gameplay elements to the game, as well as allowing you to use those materials to craft unique furniture you cannot buy at the shops. I also think that these areas could be explorable online with your friends and may even be randomly generated, so you have an endless amount of content to play with. Another idea I had was to actually be able to find paths to your friends' towns in this more open environment. That way you feel even more connected to your friend's game than if you just selected their town from a menu or used the train like in New Leaf. Overall, I think Animal Crossing will be a huge game at E3. I definitely think they're going to go in depth with it in the Direct, probably about 5 minutes of content I'm expecting in the Direct going into it, and then probably a 40-minute segment in the Treehouse as well. They're really going to go ham on getting us that Animal Crossing content because we got to see a lot more of it before it launches this year. But yeah, guys, that's all for this video. However, I had another Animal Crossing E3 discussion with Andres Restart, where we went even more in depth on his thoughts and my own. We came up with a lot of ideas that aren't in this video, and you should definitely check that out. Link in the description below if you enjoyed this one and want to see more Animal Crossing E3 predictions. But guys, I also want to know your thoughts down in the comments below. What do you think will be shown of Animal Crossing at E3? Any ideas you have of new elements that they get out of the game? And what kind of focus you think will be for Animal Crossing at E3? I'd love to hear your opinions down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and ring that bell icon so you don't miss out on any of my uploads. And make sure to share this video with everyone you know who's hyped for Animal Crossing and E3 2019. And I'll see all you awesome people later on What About Nintendo. Bye!